Full Court Press, episode 7.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Nothing much. Enjoying this nice day. Getting ready for some basketball. I was looking forward to this, every single Thursday. All I'm thinking about is can't wait to go do some potting.
Some potting? That's the what we call it now?
That's what we call it today. Can't wait to go do some potting tonight with my boy. You know what I mean? So, it's been very interesting. More, not even game-wise. We don't even...
That's the thing. I feel like...
It's been mad news.
It's been mad just news.
And that's what's been holding me together all week. I'm like, yo, this has happened. That's happened. This has happened.
I feel like it's more news to talk about than actual games to talk about.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. West Coast-wise, Warriors, Blazers.
Let me just say this first.
What's up?
If I'm the Blazers, shout out to the Blazers. Yeah. They had an excellent season. Nobody probably thought they was going to end up in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, no.
When the season started,
I thought they was definitely because they played OKC first.
They played OKC first round. They were the underdogs in that, and then they played the Nuggets second round. That went to 7. So I mean, shout out to the Blazers.
Yeah, 100%.
Be proud of yourselves. That being said, you played absolutely horrible against the Golden State Warriors.
Trash. Like it made it. Like, even though we're proud you guys got there,
exactly,
it made us wish you didn't get there.
Yes,
because I think any team y'all beat on the way
would have did a little better.
I think the Nuggets would at least got a game. OKC, I mean, not judging off what they did in the first round, but I was thinking OKC is the only team in the West
that had a shot.
Can even get more than one game against the Warriors. So for the Blazers to beat out both of those teams and then show up and KD not play at all, which is even like the bigger thing here is KD didn't play, even though give or take a little bit, the Warriors have their strengths without KD and strengths with KD. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Either way, it's hard to guard them. But for them to show up and then just not even make it, you know what I mean?
It just made no sense to me.
Like you're up almost every game at halftime.
So that's
15, 20
the worst
points
part.
And you lose
in games
the
2, 3, and 4. Blazers were up by at least 17 points. In game 2, they were up 18. But then in game 3, 4, they were up 17 points. With not exactly at halftime, but like a couple minutes before halftime every game. And then the Warriors came out and did what they used to do and come out, have the magical third quarters and just kill them. Just kill them. And even in game 4 is probably the closest game. That's the game that went to overtime. And that's the game that if any game looked like the Blazers had a shot of winning, in my opinion, it was probably going to be game 4. But I don't think they had the mental toughness to maybe win that game and then come back and probably lose in game 5. But just to avoid the sweep, I was hoping they was going to win game 4. Yeah. Because that's the game that pretty much all their players showed up. Yeah. Dame had 28. CJ had 26. Myers Leonard, they threw him in the starting lineup.
30.
Had 30.
Was it 25 in the first quarter, first half?
For him?
I think it was like 25 in the first half.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was like, okay.
But you know who did not show up and who needs to get off that team and who they need to let go?
Harkless.
Al-Farouq Amino and Mo Harkless had 5 points.
It's crazy. Like, people always talked about like, yo, is it CJ and Dame together? No, it's not CJ and Dame together. Your starting 5 has an incredibly weak point. Like, your small forward, power forward selection is trash.
It's trash.
Like, I'm talking about like
it's been like that for a couple seasons.
On other teams, they might not even get rotated into a game, and yet they start for the Blazers. They should be coming off a bench no matter where they go. I don't think it's a team in this league where they should start.
You know what Al-Farouq Amino kind of reminds me of? He reminds me of like a Luol Deng in his game style. Like
it's almost disrespected Luol.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. It low-key is disrespectful. Like, he's a bad Luol.
He's a terrible
player. He's a bad Luol Deng. Because Luol Deng on the Bulls was hooping. So, no, that's not even disrespect to Luol. But he's like Luol when he was on the Lakers. Yeah. Like, when no one liked Luol. When he was just taking up cap space. That's what Al-Farouq is doing for this team right now. And it's just it's a waste of space.
And the thing is, like, they know he's not good. Because if you look
played
at
him
their
11 minutes.
They start him.
And then said,
they just sit him out. It's like
it don't make sense.
So I'm hoping because we see now that they're starting them, but then they're just sitting them out majority of the game. How do you play 11 minutes in a game
he's
that
a free
had
agent
basically
this year,
5
though, so
quarters?
he's not going to. They're not bringing it back. He's a free agent.
Oh yeah, they're not going to give him a single contract. He'll be lucky if somebody gives him a contract.
They have to find someone because they didn't play Al-Farouq and Mo Harkless, but then they decided to play Rodney Hood and Evan Turner, and Rodney Hood played 40 minutes, only gave him 7 points. Evan Turner played 31 minutes and only gave him 4 points. So like just the small forward power forward position as a whole, they don't have anyone.
Yeah, they need starters in those positions. Rodney Hood is a good player. He's probably going to be one of their best players off the bench, but I think that's where that should stay. I think their bench is Cantor, Curry, Hood. That's a very solid bench.
Mm-hmm. That's some depth.
So I would keep them as the bench. Don't move them up and go this year and try to find really good deals on starters because you don't need a star.
They don't even need an all-star caliber. They just need somebody.
An average player would give you more than Harkless in the media.
They need somebody to give them like 10 to 15.
Yeah, 10 to 15
and
every
some
night.
rebounds.
If we could lean on you for 10 and you play good D, you could join the team. I think that's what they need to look for. And I think if they find that could be something that put them over the top, especially with coming this year. If the Warriors break down a little bit, there's going to be a little bit of space where somebody can slip in and be the best team in the West. And I think the Blazers are very close to it, but if they don't correct these issues, they're just going to be stuck where they are, where they just get to a certain point in the playoffs and then that's it.
Yeah, and then continuing talking about the Blazers, Damian Lillard is going to sign that Supermax extension with them. 4 years, $191 million. Go get that bag, sir.
Yeah, that's a bag.
Because he made one of the we'll talk about it later, but he made one of the All NBA teams, and he got that bag. Now
second team, right?
Yes, second team.
So now he's eligible for that.
Is that a good move for the Blazers?
Yeah,
I would agree. Yeah,
I wouldn't say like compared to some people that get bags. He's definitely one of those people that deserve a bag. Like there's a lot of crazy people that were getting bags when they did that big like contract to be for the worldwide.
That Tristan
TV.
Thompson 4 year $80-something mil. Yep.
Yeah, like he deserves.
Joakim Noah 120 something that he got.
Who was the big center on the Cleveland Cavaliers that went over to the Lakers?
Oh,
and it was like
Mozgov.
2 year that
Mozgov contract,
2 year like 35 or 2 year 40.
Something wild.
I was like, what?
So it's a good contract.
He deserves it. Now I think as long as they have a little bit of, which that usually won't take up.
Now it's like 40-something% of their cap room, low key.
I mean, but they're not going to need.
They're not really looking for nobody
to fill in
they're
those
not
other
looking for nobody.
positions.
They just need a small forward, and he's 28
$5
years
to $10
old.
million contract.
That's actually a good time too, because he's 28.
Yeah, give him
he'll be 32.
And 32
Those
is
are good solid years.
Yeah,
he'll be.
If you're in good shape, that's still a prime year.
That's a good contract for him. He earned it. It's well deserved.
Yeah, I would give him that. And he wants to finish there. He made that clear. He likes
exactly.
He enjoys Portland. So I think as long as they can still fit in about $5 to $10 mil a year on 2 other players that they need to probably pick up this summer, I think it's good. You know what I mean? If not, maybe talk to him and say, hey, you want to take 170? You want to take 165? You want to, try to work something out a little bit so we could just make the team better? I'm sure he would do that too.
Yeah.
But, he seems like that type of person. So we'll just see where they go from there, honestly.
So now that we talked about the Blazers, I want to just point out 2 things about shifting to the Warriors.
Yeah.
This hurts me to say because y'all know Kevin Durant, my boy. Kevin Durant is my favorite player. He's been my favorite player since he came into the league. Always has been. The Warriors are way more fun to watch when he's not on the court because they're back to playing ball movement, running around. Yeah. Like players are open out of nowhere, and it's just beautiful basketball to watch. Like he put them over the top, yes, but without him, they just don't. Steph and Clay don't stop running. And it's beautiful basketball to watch.
So I've been seeing he's been getting a lot of stuff lately because of what's going on.
A lot of people are hating on him. Not hating on him. A lot of people are. Well, they're saying what we knew. They're saying what we always knew.
What we knew.
They said, was he needed on the team? We knew. No,
we knew
he wasn't needed on the team. But he's a luxury on the team.
But now what's happening is that kind of slowed down. When he made the move, people were like, that's a weak move. That's a very weak move. That kind of went away.
Yeah, it did a little bit. Yeah.
Once he played LeBron, his final year, people was like, okay, KD's the best. Now when this happens, KD gets hurt and the Warriors look just as good, if not better. People are kind of like, hold on now. hold on.
This, yeah.
Now they're back to this. We need to discredit what is Kevin Durant.
What has already been done.
But it's already been done. But now they're like, well, we need to take some, some of
the, I don't know if the honor is the word away or like some of the credibility.
Maybe. That's probably what they're looking for. Credibility away from KD because it was kind of just placed in his hand because he joined the team that was going to get it with or without him. Now, I agree and I don't agree. I don't think they would have beat the Rockets without KD last year. I think they would have lost that one. But I think this year, without KD, I think they could win.
And that's the thing. Part of it is, so I don't think they can take it all back because I agree. Without KD last year, the Rockets, the Rockets are going to the finals,
100%.
Not the Warriors. And this year, yes, they might have made it to the finals without him, but at the same time, low-key, they had an easier trip to, in terms of the competition, they had an easier road to the finals than they did last year.
Yeah, because the Rockets
weren't the same type of team they were before. And we just talked about how the Blazers, like their guards were good, but the rest of the team wasn't really a good team. So it was just an easier road to get there. So
100%. They had an easier time, and I understand. And like I told you earlier, when I was listening to what was it? It was a show on it wasn't First Take. It was another show.
Was it First Things First?
I think so. With
Paul Pierce, was he on it or?
Nah, I don't like listening to anything with Paul Pierce is on. What's the white dude's name?
The white dude's name.
He's
not Max, but
other white dude.
That's sometimes on First Take though.
Yes,
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Right. So we know who we're talking about. But whatever his name is, I was listening to him, and on their show they had somebody on there, and they were saying that they don't think it's correct to call KD the best in the league because they don't think he was ever battle tested. So I sat back. I thought about it. Now, when I say they don't think he was battle tested, he was never battle tested and overcame the battle.
Okay.
I understand where they're going. Due to the fact that they go back and they point when you were up 3-1, you didn't take care of business. And after that, when you did take care of business because you went to a spot that was easy enough where you really didn't have to exert yourself enough to really challenge yourself enough. He thinks that you can't proclaim to be the best in the world unless you push yourself to the limits. And they don't think KD ever really pushed himself to the limits. Not saying he'll never be the best, but they were saying that to say that next year they think he needs to go somewhere and push himself to the limits to really claim that title of being the best. I very so agree with that. I agree with that because I say this. I never really said people didn't really agree LeBron was the best in his era until he came back from 3-1. Because they would use the excuse when he went to Miami.
You thought people didn't think that?
No.
People wasn't calling LeBron the best in the league?
LeBron fans. And I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm not saying it was a lot to deal with. KD was still there. It was a lot of people still there where they were like,
nah, LeBron was still the best in the league and like before he came back from 3-1.
In an era. I'm sorry. My fault. In an era. Even over Jordan, it was never talked about until he beat Golden State. Then it was like, oh, he really might be better than Jordan. Now, I don't compare those two because I don't think it's worth it.
I see what you're saying.
But he didn't really get pushed until he won that series with Cleveland. Or the year before where he at least took it to, 5-6 games without Kyrie and Kevin Love. So, like, you see the type of tests and challenges he went through, KD didn't have to go through those yet.
See, I mean, I guess I hear what you're saying. And it's funny because I find myself agreeing with you, but I don't know if I agree with you for that reason. Mm-hmm. Because... or at least I gotta say agree with what they're saying for that reason. Because for me personally, as big as a KD fan as I am, I haven't really tried to make the argument that KD was like the best in the league since probably his MVP season. Like I probably just like in my eyes, he's never been that. Like he had like maybe 1 or 2 years in his Oklahoma days when Russ was out that I made the argument for him being the best in the league. And as much as a fan I am as his, I never really thought he was the best in the league. So I guess that I see what they're saying. I just don't know if that's the reason. I just don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's the reason.
Yeah,
but I see what they're saying.
I see what you're saying. And I think what happened was what happened with LeBron this year in the Lakers. They had to find that spot because they couldn't call LeBron the best in the league anymore.
Yeah,
they can't do that. Yeah. So they're trying to find somebody. They had to fill the void. They fill the void, and then they filled it with KD. And now this has happened. Now they're saying Nah, hold on.
Did we
can't
premature.
keep him here.
See, that's the crazy thing because the media did all that themselves. If we really want to break it down, the media did all of it themselves.
The media,
the Lakers had the issues, and so they're just like, well, we can't call somebody who's clearly not going to make the playoffs, the best in the league. So they gave it to KD, and now they try to take it from him.
Now exactly, the media is doing everything.
The media be wilding out here.
The media is changing the view on all of this.
The media be writing their own stories.
It's not even really what people are saying. It's really the media said this.
Exactly.
Now they're saying, and it's the same group of people that are doing
facts.
it.
It's the
same ESPN First Take. It's the same people doing it. Now it's like Giannis and Harden are the best, and then next year if the Lakers make the playoffs and they go far, who are we to doubt LeBron? You know what I mean?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's just the way things go.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
So I do understand their point why they tried to validate that KD can't be there, but at the same time it's just like, look, man, this year was a crazy year. Like. I think
that it was
when I think if KD goes to another team and he's the man, he's the leader of the team, I think that we can see that KD. I kind of really want to see, to be honest.
Yeah.
I want to see that
Thunder KD.
Exactly. That's what I want to see. The Thunder before he left, the last year of the Thunder, when he dropped like 40, like tons of games. I don't even remember how many it was, but it was probably 20-something, 40-point games,
around there,
something crazy, and I loved every bit of it, and I want to see that again. I just think he has to be on a team where he's like the main focus, the leader.
Where he has to, yeah.
And I think that's good for him because I don't think what is staying on Golden State and winning more rings going to do? It's not going to do anything to his legacy because people think you're getting like, if you win.
I agree and I disagree. This will be if they win this year. This will be his third ring.
If he wins 6 rings,
and likely be his third Finals MVP if he played. But actually, so now they're saying he probably. This is actually probably gonna be if the Warriors win, this is probably gonna be an MVP, the Finals MVP that Steph is gonna get.
Yeah,
because I just saw that he's probably most likely not gonna start for the NBA Finals, which is crazy because the NBA Finals isn't slated to start till June 30th. So they're saying whatever condition he's in now, he's not even good enough to play.
That's not a grade 1 then.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I think whatever is going on with his injury is bigger than what they're telling us. Because they're saying a simple calf strain was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks.
3 max.
How long has it been now? 3?
This is like 2.5 weeks like now. But then coming the 30th, it'll be almost 3.5 weeks.
And they just did it on Thursday. So if they're pushing it out that far, he's nowhere near to ready to go. Like, nah, that's very interesting, actually.
But I will say,
DeMarcus is coming back.
I keep hearing that. I don't.
Steve Kerr said that.
That's what I heard it.
Steve Kerr said he looks like he could come back.
If DeMarcus come back, it's really is GG for whoever come out the East.
Yeah. They're gonna get smacked. Like it's gonna be pretty bad. So I mean, that's something we can check out and see. You know, what I mean, I think he should come back because if he doesn't,
if he doesn't come back, it was a waste. There was no point in him joining this team if he doesn't come back.
He played
and it's unfortunate.
15 games, 20 games.
He didn't play that. Yes, because he started
out again.
Low key, it was like 20 games.
Good Lord.
And 2 things. I want to talk about Curry and Draymond too. But 2 things about DeMarcus. 1, it sucks because we didn't get to just see him as a player. And 2, he not about to get paid this next season. He low key lowest of keys. Mark my words. I'm saying this now on May 23rd, 2019. KD's going to leave the Warriors. DeMarcus is going to re-sign for like $10 million because ain't nowhere else for him to go because he hasn't had the opportunity to showcase his skills.
Give him a nice little check.
He hasn't had the opportunity to showcase his skills, and no other team probably is going to throw him no crazy money because he played 20 games this season.
You know where they should send him? Who's my team in 2K?
Your team is who?
Blazers. You know what we got? DeMarcus Cousins.
That would work.
Our team is damn near unbeatable.
Yeah. That would be work.
Damn near unbeatable.
But
it's me.
He's going to sign with the Warriors.
If I was the Blazers, I would low key be like,
try to throw him some money.
You want $10 million a year to come over here with us?
I mean, that would work. That would be interesting.
That would be one position filled. That's who I got on 2K, and our team does not lose.
Y'all do be eating.
I mean, look. I think that's a sleeper.
I'm just saying,
right there.
like,
nobody's paying attention to him.
He could easily be signed with them because
he's not gonna get a bag nowhere else.
Exactly.
Because it's like, yo, this boy been out like 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. But real quick, I want to talk about the greatness that I think everybody slept on all playoffs. He's in a shooting slump. He's not himself. He's not the Steph a couple years ago. He's not this. He's not that. He's not this. He's not that. I told y'all Steph is still Steph Curry, and he's playing like Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph ball.
And I think
has to do with KD
I think
not being there.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, obviously, there's one basketball, right?
Yeah.
And with the way they're
Steph
playing with
can get
Kevin
back
Durant
into
on the
his flow.
floor was, high post, mid post, ISO, go to work, and it was
Steph has
working.
to
I mean,
stand.
it was working for them. So and Steph's a low ego player. That's like, if we getting these dubs, I mean,
He don't care.
I really don't care.
Yeah, because I'm still getting 20 a game.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm still getting 20 a
Everybody's
game.
saying the slump, but he's still getting 20
Still
a game.
getting 20 a game. Yeah.
But now that KD's out and the offense is back to going through him and Clay, the splash brothers,
What
all
they're
this, that, the
used to
third.
and what they got
Now
better
he's getting
on,
like
yeah.
35 a game.
Yeah, he's balling. He's getting 35
So-
every game. It's actually really crazy.
And he's just going back to what he does.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I really do. Like you said, I really do enjoy watching the Warriors offense when it was screen, pop, screen, pop, screen, pop, screen, pop, open shot. I love watching it. I love watching it. As much as I hated it, I loved watching it. So
And Draymond out here getting triple doubles since everybody won. I mean, Draymond nice.
Draymond balling. I'm gonna give you that.
Somebody said Draymond
I'd
only
admit it.
good 'cause he in the system, but
I didn't say
I
that.
mean-
I just said I personally think that we're not even gonna get into that. I'm gonna leave it alone because it's a whole other topic. I don't even feel
I
like
feel
getting into this
you.
whole
We'll
topic.
see.
Like,
We can talk about it later.
I think we'll just have to see what happens in the future. That's all we can do.
Anything else for this West Coast, Western Conference Finals? Any thoughts before we go out East?
Klay Thompson's obviously coming back to the Warriors.
Oh yeah, they're gonna give him a max because KD's probably gonna leave,
Yeah.
and they're gonna give him max.
Where
Now,
do you think KD's going?
if I had to put my money on it, one of the teams in New York, either the Nets or the Brooklyn.
So Spencer said even if KD and Kyrie go to the Knicks, that they're still the best team in the thing.
Who said that?
Spencer
Dinwiddie?
I
Yo, he be
tweeted
just
it
chatting,
up.
bro. He just be chatting. Don't pay him no mind. He just be chatting.
I hit him up.
He really said
hit him
if
up.
they both go to the Knicks, the Nets are still the best team.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I prefer to see them go to the Nets because a lot of that team is already built and done, and they got young pieces, and they're growing, and it's like they have the money to sign both of them, and keep like most of the pieces that they have. So I prefer them to go to Brooklyn personally, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to either team in New York.
I responded to it. It was just like, if Thanos snapped his finger and the Knicks were gone, that's the only way y'all could be the best team in the New York right now. This man said if he goes over there, they're still the best. I said, wow, that's about the craziest thing. That's real talk because they go over there, they're going to smack the mess out of y'all. I don't even know why he would say that. I wanted to say, ain't y'all the team that just got smacked by the Sixers when the Sixers was playing bad?
Low, high key.
But I don't got nothing else for the Warriors and Blazers.
All right, so out east, we got the Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto Raptors. Currently tied 2-2. I think this is something that people, I don't know why people do. I mean, I get it. The media has to make their headlines and they have to make their storylines of this, that, and the third. But when the Milwaukee Bucks was up 2-0, everybody was like, yo, I don't know. And I admit, I think I even said it a little bit as well. Because I was like,
I was a little bit confused.
because Pascal wasn't looking like himself, and some of the other Toronto Raptors role players weren't looking like themselves. And I said, role players play better at home. Yeah. That's just what they do. Role players play better at home.
True. That's true.
And the Bucks did that. Now, granted, game 3, that went to the double overtime game. That was a really good game. That's the game I actually unfortunately missed the most of, but I was able to see, I watched all the highlights and I saw how it played out. But role players just play better at home. That's just what they do. That's kind of what they always have done. That's what they will continue to do. And I think that's it's the interesting situation with these Bucks and the Raptors, because you got these two superstars and Kawhi and you got Giannis. And then outside of that, yes, Kyle Lowry's an all-star, and yes, even Middleton is an all-star. But lowest of keys, the way they be playing on some nights, they kind of just like glorify role players that happen to be in the Eastern Conference and became all-stars. So it really is going to come down to, I think home court advantage is going to play a huge part in this series. And now that it is at 2-2, initially going into it, I didn't think it was going to go to 7. I think I did Bucks in 6. And I'm still going to stick with Bucks in 6 because I think Bucks are going to win this game right here. They're going to win game 5 tonight at home. That's my hope.
Yeah.
And game 6 in Toronto is going to be iffy. But the Bucks could pull it out, but I think it's going to be very, very iffy.
Say we don't want to go to a game 7. Let's try to pull this out here.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my thing on it, right? I don't know what's going on with the defense. First 2 games, they were good. I looked at the whole defense thing they were talking about. Pretty much, they basically allowed the Raptors to get like 120 on 96 possessions. So that in itself is kind of bad defense. Eric Bledsoe's
Lord, that's bad defense.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I saw that, and someone said,
and he's a good point guard.
I've been hearing people say, "Yo, play George Hill instead of Bledsoe more. Just play George Hill more."
Right now, he's in a really
because of the slump that he's in.
Yeah, he's in a really heavy slump. Like we're game 4 in, and I think he's shooting like 19%.
Yeah,
for the whole series. Like something crazy right now. So I think
he shot 18% in games 2, 3. Mm-hmm. He shot 30% in game 1.
He shot 18 in game 4.
Oh my god!
Like it's a really low number. So I think, and the thing is, he's putting up shots, whether he's hitting them or not. He's putting up a shot. He's putting up 15 to 20 shots, whether he's hitting or missing.
He's putting them up.
So like for me, it's like that's a big part of it. He was a good piece in their offense all year. So I understand when George Hill plays, and it looks like George Hill actually had 24-7 in.
You talking about the game?
He had
in the overtime.
In the overtime game.
Yeah.
You might want to look into that. They might want to, shake up maybe the starting lineup just a little bit, and see what happened. Just to see. I don't know, but I think that the Raptors did a good job not having to go big, which I thought they were gonna have to change up their lineup and try to go big because the Bucks are so big.
Yeah, they're sticking to their roots.
They were getting out rebounded, but they fixed it and they didn't have to go big, and they still got most of the rebounds. I think they got like 80% of their defensive rebounds or something like that. So they were okay with that. We'll see what happens. I think tonight, I think the Bucks are gonna win tonight.
Was playing great for the Raptors that really surprised me. And
who's that?
Norman Powell. He had, especially in that game 3 and even in game 4. He had just a lot of just clutch buckets, and not necessarily clutch when maybe the game was close, but just impactful. He had 18 off the bench in game 4 and 19 off the bench in game 3. He just seemed really impactful, and I feel like the Bucks aren't getting that from their bench, which kind of surprises me. And I just don't see that from the Bucks bench on a consistent basis. Like you said, George Hill's been playing great, and then Malcolm Brogdon played great in game 3, but not so great in game 4. So we'll see what happens. I'm really curious to see the adjustments, because now we've seen close games, we've seen blowouts, we've seen overtime. Like the players have kind of seen everything. They've won some neck and neck close games. The Bucks have blown out the Raptors. The Raptors have blown out the Bucks. We've seen players have good and bad nights. I think game 5 is going to be a culmination of, you got to figure this out.
Yeah, you got to fight.
The coaches got to talk to their players. The players who have had some good shooting nights and bad shooting nights. Pretty much everyone's had every type of night. Giannis has had a 30-point night, and Giannis has had a night where he scored 12. So everyone's kind of had a bit of everything, and they just gotta figure it out. And I don't really know what the solution is really for either team, because
I think Bucks just better D, and the Raptors just keep doing what they're doing. If they keep to them getting good rebounds without having to go big, if they keep the ball movement going and they're all shooting at a higher clip, or just a decent clip, I think they're good at it. Now, I do worry a little bit because I know Kyle has something wrong with his thumb. Supposedly, I heard an injury in game 5. Thumb injury. People from the articles I read, it's pretty bad, but he's just fretting over it and saying I'm good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's on the shooting hand, but if it is, that affects your shot. I don't know about that. I also saw a video of Kawhi came down on his knee pretty hard. Supposedly after the game, he was limping. So and now obviously players aren't going to admit to this, not during the series.
I mean, it makes sense because
but if those things,
Eastern Conference Finals, people gonna be banged. You're gonna be banged up.
Banged up. Yeah, we all know it. We all see when something gets done, people are getting surgeries, people are getting this, that, and the third. Well, if these injuries are bad enough and they're stopping you from performing at your highest level, that can cause an issue. So I'm definitely interested in seeing it tonight. I don't think the Raptors are going to win tonight, but I want to see if if I can see like those injuries holding them back, and if it is, then it's over for them. But I hope they're healthy and everything's all good with that. So we'll have to see after what happens tonight.
Who do you think has the better chance of beating the Warriors, Bucks or Raptors? Considering with the thought in mind that KD's probably not going to start the series. Who
matches up otherwise with that?
Who do you think has the best shot of beating the Warriors? For me, I would have to say the Bucks, simply because I think that the Bucks have better defensive guards to throw at Curry and Clay. They just have longer guards to throw at Curry and Clay, and Curry in the past has struggled against physical play a little bit. And I think Bledsoe, George Hill, Chris Middleton especially has the ability to kind of play good defense and get in their face.
First defense this year.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Bucks would have the better chance, but that's more so from a defensive side. I don't know if they had the chance to score at the clip with them.
Yeah, there's not a lot of teams in the East that can
that's not a lot of teams that could score with them. So I'm just going to go with the team I think that can cause the Warriors the most problems, and to me that's the Bucks.
I think that I will agree with the Bucks for somewhat of the same reason. I think that defensively they would be a better defensive matchup against the Warriors than the Raptors would. They obviously can't keep up scoring wise with the Warriors. I think the Raptors couldn't either, but I think they can outscore the Bucks. But I do think that the Bucks offer players that can kind of pop out of nowhere. Like a lot of players that can go off. Like we all know Giannis, what he can do. We know Brook Lopez can get busy if you don't pay attention to him.
Yeah, if you let him hang out in the 3-point line.
Get busy. We know Bledsoe can get busy. We know George Hill can put up a decent game. We know Brogdon can put up a decent game. We know Mirčić. Like there's a lot of players that can just pop up and help them out. When it comes to Toronto, like we know what Kawhi is going to give you, and then we kind of have like this like void where we don't know.
They sometimes show up. They sometimes don't.
Kyle is known for just not showing up.
Yeah.
And then
Danny Green's been shooting horrible this series as well.
Pascal is, you know what I mean? Like right now, I just feel like offensively, who would show up is the Bucks.
More consistency from the Bucks.
There's a lot more consistency, and I think they're going to be a better defensive team. So I think I would like to see it. And the Warriors can't touch Giannis. I think if Giannis shows up in the finals, Giannis is going to have this crazy mindset where I'm about to snap. And I don't think they can guard Giannis if he chooses to snap. And nobody can technically guard him if he really wants to go at him. The Warriors the Raptors caused them some problems because they bodied him up. The Warriors are a little bit of a smaller team. They're not going to body up Giannis. They're just going to keep a body in front of him and try to guard everybody else or outscore him. So, I mean, for that sake, I want to see an interesting finals this year. So hopefully the Bucks pull this one out. No offense to the Raptors, but we'll have to see what happens.
Any other thoughts on that before we start covering some NBA news and a lot of other stuff to digest, talk through?
Nah, that's really it for me. Where do you think Kawhi's going this offseason?
Oh my goodness, Kawhi is
he's just quiet, man.
All right.
The quiet ones are always.
I see this. I could do 50-50 coin flip, right?
Yeah. Just 50-50? So you only giving them two options?
Well, the second option is kind of a double option. So I guess he got 3 places he can do. I would not be surprised if he decides to stay into Toronto. I think he can see the potential there. I think he has the legitimate number 2 potentially in Pascal Siakam. I really do. I think if Pascal gets some more confidence this summer, works on his jump shot a little bit, I think he can see a legitimate, Scotty to his Jordan type player type situation going on, and Pascal. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he, and I don't know why I think this, but I really wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in LA. And that's
Clippers or Lakers
on either team.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on either team. That's why I say 3.
We actually agree on the same exact point, because I think you heard what the people in the town was saying.
The restaurants?
The restaurants are like, Kawhi, you can eat here free.
Eat here for free if you sign.
For like the rest of your contract or life,
no,
or whatever.
For life. For life. Say eat here for life if you resign.
Those multi-million-dollar condos,
giving him $1 million.
You're staying here for free if you sign this contract.
Yes. The city get behind it, bro. The city get behind it.
I don't know about Kawhi, but I mean, I don't know how Toronto is either. But if you're giving me free multi-million-dollar condos and free food, Yeah, you got me. And you already know I'm gonna get a max.
That's
you got me. I'm good.
Cause it's cool because Toronto knows they're Toronto. Mm-hmm. They know they're not a city where free agents are really thinking about signing with just off money alone. Pop in a little bit of Toronto extra. Gets their players off the draft and hoping they're good players. They got blessed and took a shot on Kawhi, and if he stays, they'll look like geniuses.
Yeah, and if they don't,
they had a good season.
Yeah, that's about the only season they're gonna get. But yeah, I think he can go to LA, Clippers or Lakers. And I think if he goes to the Lakers, that'll be cool. I think if he goes to the Lakers, I think they're gonna get somebody else too, because I think it's gonna look more appealing.
Yeah, I think if
he goes there,
I'll put it this way: if he goes to the Lakers, he won't be the first person there. I don't think he'll be the first one to sign with the Lakers. I think they'll have to get some more complimentary things, even if it's something as simple as like as we talked about, like a Mike Conley or that some of the other guards that were on their list that were thinking of looking.
I don't think they're going to sign 2 people this offseason because I think they still want Anthony Davis.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I think they're going to sign one and kind of fix the pieces around. Maybe trade some people. They got a pick. That's a really good pick. We also discussed, not to get too far off topic, the Bulls are interested in Lonzo Ball for the 7th pick overall.
Which really still surprises me. Like,
so for me,
don't get me wrong. I love Lonzo. I love his game. I really like
Bulls
Lonzo.
I think they really see something special. There's still a lot of hype around him. And like
there's still a lot of hype around him.
People I know,
and the Bulls are just young. They're just like
young, and they just want to grab somebody and build from
whatever.
There. Yeah. So like if I was
and they
the Lakers,
don't have a point guard, low key. They don't have a playmaking point guard. They run exactly being a point guard.
If I was the Lakers and they just called me and say, "Hey, send over the paperwork. Get him out of here. Send me that pick." Like 7th overall pick for Lonzo Ball.
That's huge. You got for a team that's trying to rebuild. I mean, team that's trying to build something into a championship team and already has LeBron James on it pretty much.
7th, and you know LeBron don't like young boys.
That is also true.
He like playing with some seasoned people. So like, if he gets 2 picks, they're probably not going to draft anybody. They're probably going to trade him up and get stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're interested in Bradley Beal. They're interested in Mike Conley. So, like, you get Bradley Beal.
Go get Bradley.
I would get Bradley over Conley any day. But you go get Bradley and then you bring in Kawhi and then maybe next year.
That's what I'm saying. Something like that I can see. Like, the trade would happen first and then Kawhi be like, okay, let me sign over there. Exactly.
Let us fix some stuff up. Let us get a nice center that can last us until AD gets
Y'all had one. Y'all traded him away. Zubac.
Magic talked about that. He was just like, did you see what he did over in the Clippers? And he said he ain't doing nothing.
Gotta see the potential.
He said that's not going to be they knew he had potential, but he was never going to be their center.
Yeah, I know.
So he was just like, I don't need him. He said we need to space the floor, and he said I kind of failed at that because they picked up something with a P.
I cannot remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
But he didn't do the job.
No, he did not.
And he's going this year. So, whatever. But yeah, what was that? Kawhi. All right. So, we're done off that. To news. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of news that came
I want to dive into these All-NBA teams.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going to look.
We could do that.
Let me read them off, and then we can talk about if you agree where people is at. And what you think from there. Okay. All-NBA first team, for those who don't know, James Harden, Steph Curry, Paul George, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic. All-NBA second team, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Joel. Third team, Russell Westbrook, Kemba Walker, LeBron James, Blake Griffin, Rudy.
Hold on real quick. Make sure I'm not crazy here.
My list from NBA.com, so if your list wrong, that means you copied the wrong list.
Where's
who you looking for?
James Harden.
First team. I said his name. James Harden, first team. With Steph Curry. Steph Curry, James Harden, Giannis, Paul George, Nikola Jokic. All NBA first team.
It's crazy. He's not on my list.
No, see? That's why I read my list.
That's crazy. All right. Do I agree?
Let me just say this off the rip. The person I'm here, the happiest to see made this team.
First team.
Not even as big as a PG fan, because I knew he was making first team. That wasn't a doubt in my mind.
Because he was up for MVP. So
Kemba Walker, I'm so happy he made a team. Kemba Walker, third team All NBA. Because honestly, I was nervous they wasn't going to pick him because they didn't make the playoffs. But I was like, he had a season. He had a season, and I saw him. I was like, let's go.
And I actually was going to talk about him a little bit later too, because of we could talk about right now. I think that a lot of teams should go try to get Kemba.
A lot of teams could, but I wanted him to get it just to make it interesting. Now he's eligible for a Supermax, and the Hornets have already said they want to keep him, and they can throw that 4 or 5 year $190 million at him.
Yeah.
More money than it, like $40 million more than any other team.
Yeah.
Now,
but he's just not going to win anything there.
And I know that, but that's a lot of money on the table. $40 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, but here's the thing though,
especially for a player who ain't never really. He is a Jordan athlete, but he ain't the Jordan athlete. He has had some good contracts in the past, but not like crazy good contracts in the past. He will, like, yes, he's a millionaire, but this is like new tax bracket type millionaire money that he can get.
Like 190 million and 140 million.
Which one?
150 million.
Which one is Galen Claybrooks taking?
I'm going if another team that is a lot better. Like, all right, for instance,
now, granted, let me preface.
It depends what the choices are.
It does.
If I'm going to somebody who's going to get kicked out the second round, I'll just try to make the playoffs with the Hornets. But if I'm going to a team that's like, okay, they're going to make an Eastern Conference Finals or a Western Conference Finals with me on their team, and all I got to do is sacrifice $40 million, I'm still making $150 million. And me, if I don't spend my bread real crazy, that's still a lot of money.
It is.
How old is he?
Kemba is young. Kemba
27?
He young, but I was like, he not that long. Low key,
I can get another contract when I'm done with this one? You see what I'm saying?
Kemba 29. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not going to get another big contract. But what I'm saying is, it depends who you can go to.
I just think it's interesting only because I agree that if I'm Kemba, I would like to see him on the team that could win. I've always kind of liked this game.
I want to see him in the light, what he does in the light.
Exactly. Because nobody really paying attention to him. Nobody watching his games really like that. Unless they playing the team that you like. Other than that, you're not playing.
They don't turn it on.
Ain't nobody watching a Hornets Bulls game.
City.
But the thing is about this situation, I've heard a lot that Kemba really likes Charlotte. I've heard a lot that Kemba really loves playing for
North Carolina's amazing
for Michael Jordan. He loves that team that that gave him a shot. And they have said before they want to keep him. So I just think it just adds a little bit more spice to the pot. And I just like the spices in the pot. That's all.
I say all the time, I think the NBA needs to be shaken up. And that's why I'm hoping a lot of players choose to just go for a win. Take a little bit less to go to a team that can win, because I think it'll shake the NBA a little bit more. I think this year automatically it's going to be shooken up a little bit more. If the Lakers get more pieces, if Kevin Durant goes somewhere, if Kyrie goes somewhere else.
Oh yeah, the league in theory should look very different next year.
We need that, because right now the league views kind of took a hit this year. We need that. Mm-hmm. We need a shakeup. We need a shakeup for sure.
So what's your thoughts on these teams?
What you mean?
What's your thought? Like, if you agree with anybody? Anybody got snubbed? Should be on the
Curry
second team, not the first team.
I mean, I don't have a problem with one where LeBron is, because he was hurt this year and they didn't make playoffs, and so like he made it. But I understand that. Rudy Gobert, Joel Embiid.
I'm surprised the big Philly fan and you ain't saying Joel should have been first team. I'm really surprised you ain't say that yet.
Not because Joel was hurt too.
Oh, okay. I mean, he was, but you know.
Yeah, we already discussed that. Jokic played better than Joel this year, technically speaking, because he played more games. If Joel played the same amount of games, Joel should take his place.
Okay.
Period. Period. I really don't think that's an argument. I think if Joel had a full healthy season, Joel should take his place.
I mean, that makes sense.
But he didn't, so you drop down to second team. I'm cool with that.
That makes sense. All right.
Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, I'm glad he is where he should be.
Yes.
Kawhi, he is where he should be. I wouldn't put him over anybody else right now, because PG had one hell of a season.
I mean,
Kyrie Irving,
2 MVP candidates right there with Giannis and PG.
I don't know. I think I would have switched Kyrie and Russell Westbrook.
Really?
Yeah, I just think it was so much going on with the Celtics. They never seemed to catch grip this whole year. Like, I don't think they ever caught grip. But the difference is Oklahoma City was a good team this year.
Yeah.
They was a pretty good team this year. Between Russell and PG, really, like,
they figured it out
together.
They
were good together. And I mean, if we're just not talking about playoffs at all, I think those two had more success than Kyrie and the Celtics had success.
So switch Kyrie and Russ.
I would switch Kyrie and Russ. And besides that, Blake Griffin, I didn't really pay that much attention to him this
He
year.
had a really good season. Though I ain't gonna hold you.
Right.
He got
from a
injured.
couple highlights I saw, it was cool.
He got injured like last 2.5 weeks of the season and didn't play much. And then like they forced him to come back in the playoffs and he had that
because they were getting
bionic leg.
Yeah, he was basically playing with a
but
leg.
Honestly, he probably had the best season of his career. Like that's how good of a season. Yeah, he probably had the best season of his career.
And it sucks because when players have a great best season of the career and they're on a team like that, it doesn't get noticed the way it should. And it sucks that it happens to Kemba, it happens to Blake because they probably both had amazing seasons.
Oh my
and
gosh,
third
Blake!
Team because nobody.
Blake added a lot to his game.
Yeah, I saw him like ball handling.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. He added a lot to his game.
The one little step back I saw in the corner, highlight, I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
Blake added a lot to his game.
So I mean that's very interesting to me. Yeah, I have no problem with these. When are they releasing the MVP and all that other stuff?
That won't be until Monday, June 24th.
So we got a while
for that the NBA award show. But they did announce all the 50 team. I'll just go over that really quickly. That is that is Eric Bledsoe, Paul George, Marcus Smart, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then Rudy Gobert for all defensive first team. And then second team is Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kawhi Leonard, and then Joel Embiid made second team. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, personally.
Did Marcus Smart miss a lot of games this year? I thought he did.
Marcus Smart missed games once again, like kind of towards the end of the season. Same thing like Blake, but he played enough to really, and he had a big enough impact.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm cool with that. I
saw a lot of people joking. Defensively, these teams make sense to me, but it was like, yo, if these teams play straight up 5-on-5, second team beating first team. I was like, you ain't lying.
Second team's beating first team. Yeah.
You ain't lying.
I saw that everybody was like, who's gonna win this game? And I'm like, second team's gonna beat the first team.
Second team's beating first team.
Which is weird, but
I mean, but that's also not the point of it. That's not the point of that award. You know what I mean?
Mainly it's because the second team has a better offensive
exactly
scheme. Yeah, and they'll definitely win it. They have more offensive talent. That's all you got for that?
And then rookie team didn't come out as well. I don't really remember what that was. That was
I don't think people was even worried about that.
Whoa. Just the first team kind of smooth. Luka, Trae Young, DeAndre, Jaren Jackson Jr., Marvin Bagley III. I'm not reading the second team. Don't
go there. Didn't Jaren Jackson just get arrested for drugs?
Yes. I was wondering if you remember that.
Rashawn Holmes also got arrested for drugs, and he plays for the same team.
They do both play over there.
They play on the Suns.
No. Jaren Jackson plays on the Grizzlies.
I'm bugging. Ignore me.
No, but Jaren Jackson is the one who did get what's the name?
He got arrested
at Rolling Loud, trying to get into the VIP.
First off, got pulled over in Miami and had
timeout. You telling me you a millionaire and you can't just buy a VIP ticket? Jaren Jackson, like
okay,
or you just
I think he was like
you just. He was like, I'm an NBA player. Let me in. We don't know you.
Like, dog.
You play for Memphis.
Dog.
We in Miami and you play for Memphis.
Televised.
Rolling Loud is in Miami, right? They sent somewhere in Florida, I'm pretty sure. Rolling Loud is in Florida?
I don't know. We'll go worry about
I'm not hip to the hip hop community. I don't really. I watch basketball.
I'm
not
going
really
anywhere named Rolling Loud.
Exactly. But either way, Rolling Loud, I'm pretty sure is in Florida. He playing Memphis. They don't know you. I ain't even gonna hold you. Memphis games don't even be playing on national TV. You gotta stream that illegally or buy a league pass to watch a Memphis game.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
Ain't nobody know who Jaren Jackson. I just thought it was hilarious. Got arrested for trying to sneak into VIP at Rolling Loud. Just,
I mean, it wasn't. Yeah,
people do dumb stuff for money. I'm sure he's probably out by now. Probably paid his bail. He good, but I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, Rashawn Holmes was with James Webb III. He used to play for the Nets. They both got arrested, but they didn't have like mad weed. It was like a joint.
Oh, that's funny.
In Miami, you know what I mean?
That is funny.
They know better than that, but you know what I mean? That's what they do.
Stephen A says, stay off the weed.
That's what he says, stay off the weed.
So, speaking of staying off the weed.
Josh Jackson from the Suns got arrested for weed this summer.
He did.
That's what it was. That's who I'm thinking of.
That's the Sun.
Josh Jackson got arrested in Florida. He's the one
That was
it's
that
not
Rolling
Jared
Loud.
Jackson. It's
My fault,
Josh
Jared.
Jackson.
It's definitely Josh Jackson.
Josh Jackson. Yeah.
See, that's what happens because
He
I didn't
got
really plan
arrested
on bringing
there
up the
'cause
Rolling
he
Loud
was in
stuff, so it's not in my
VIP.
notes.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just it was just in my memory bank.
I knew it was two niggas.
It wasn't.
I knew it was two people
The
from
Rolling
the
Loud
Suns.
wasn't really in my notes. The name just made me think of it because of Jackson.
Yeah, that's what it was. Josh Jackson got. So the Suns have two people getting
Low-key,
arrested
that's
for
even
weed.
worse because Josh Jackson is. I mean, he's also a sophomore.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, but either way, the Suns, y'all gotta talk to y'all players, bro.
Clearly.
For real, because they out here wilding. It's a time and a place to smoke weed. Don't smoke weed and drive around. Everybody know that's the easiest way to get pulled over and caught. Not saying I would know, but just saying in general. We're just gonna leave it there. We don't gotta get into nothing else. Ben Simmons playing for Australia's FIBA team.
I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. Lock him in the gym. I said this 2 weeks ago. Lock him in the gym.
Yeah.
Shoot shots. I sent that to you on Instagram. He's swimming with pigs on his Instagram.
let that man have
he
a
don't get a
vacation.
vacation. He don't get a
vacation,
vacation. You know who gets vacation? People who can shoot farther than 15 feet from a basket. Those people deserve vacations. He don't deserve a vacation.
Yeah.
He can't. Yeah. You know who shoot? Prime example. You know who shoots more than Ben Simmons? Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah pulls up for threes, and them Jones be going in sometimes. Ben Simmons can't. Joakim Noah shoot better than Ben Simmons, and his shot goes sideways. So put the pigs down.
Work. That's just work.
Put the pigs down.
Yeah.
And go get in the gym. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
But so whether we like it or not, Australia announced their team August 31st to September 15th. They do it in China. We usually try to watch it. It gets streamed on different internet things. It's cool to watch. He'll be playing this year, headlining their team. With Aaron Baines, Andrew
Patty playing this year
Bogut,
again?
Jonah Bowden, who?
Patty Mills?
Yes, Patty Mills, Joe Ingles, Matthew Dellavedova.
Low-key Australia got some players.
Yeah, they got a decent.
Low-key
They got a decent
Australia
team.
got some players.
They got a decent team. Yeah, they're all the NBA players. A couple. I think it's another
Low-key
9
Australia
guys
got
from
some
over there.
players.
Yeah, they got a nice little team. Last year they came in like 4th, I think.
Yeah.
So this year, they might. Now the only thing I worry is like Ben's not going to go play in a FIBA tournament and shoot threes all of a sudden.
Nope.
Or shoot jumpers.
He gonna look just like he did. He's
I
gonna
think
stand in the
he's
dunker spot.
he's gonna do what he does because he's probably bigger than a lot of people playing.
I mean, probably, yeah.
Probably more athletic than a lot of those
He
people.
gonna look kind of dominant, and people.
He's gonna look very
people gonna
dominant,
gas it.
and people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's been working out. He's
They
better."
gonna gas
No,
it.
he's playing with trash people.
Yep.
No offense, he's playing with trash people. So that's what that's gonna lead to. Nothing much we could do about that. Any comment on that? Just lock him in the gym. Leave it at that. Magic Johnson, first take.
This is what I want to talk about.
Yo, that's the great
This is what I want to talk about.
interview.
I feel like this has been like a saga. Because when did he quit? Like 3 weeks ago by now?
Probably
Almost.
almost a month. But
Yeah,
somewhere around
got to
there.
be almost a month because it was before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
So Magic Johnson quit about a month ago. Everybody's like, we don't know why he quit or where it came out of nowhere. He hit everybody with that meme that I ain't gonna be here.
Yeah.
And he went on First Take on what was that, Monday or Tuesday? I don't remember which day it was. And he just let it all out.
Yeah,
he let it all out.
He didn't hold anything back at all, and I loved it. I
I was
wanted
here
to know
for
what
it.
was up, and he told everybody exactly what was going on. And it's kind of what we thought because I remember you talked to me and
the
said
email, John.
the email thing happened, and Rob Pelinka was talking a lot of crap, and John Magic basically called him a backstabber. And then later on, I was watching a video a little bit earlier today where Stephen A. Smith was like, no matter where Rob Pelinka was, his name is always associated with the word liar.
Yeah.
At all times. Now, we kind of know he's somewhat of a shady person, but from what I'm hearing, basically, they're not replacing him.
Magic. And I'm gonna tell you
Is
why.
Rob taking?
I'm gonna tell you why they're not replacing him. Because the biggest thing Magic said about why he quit the whole time, like through most of his interview, especially when he first really was in on why he quit, why he left. He said one, it was because Rob was backstabbing and being a snake.
Yeah.
And then the second one, which he really kept emphasizing, was the whole reason he came there was like, yo, I'm coming here because if I'm here, I have the power to make the decisions I want to make. And they ain't giving that power. He wanted to fire Luke. They was like, let's hold on to him. Let's wait till the end of it. Let's wait. And he was like, okay. And then he wanted to do something else. And then I can't remember the guy's name. Magic said it. I don't know who the guy was, but it was some guy who has nothing to do with basketball operations. He worked for the Lakers, but he has nothing to do with basketball whatsoever. He's like one of the business number people. And he came in and was in Genie's ear, and then they didn't do what Magic said. So Magic...
Jeannie's advisor, it's her husband.
Okay.
He has that sort of connection. So
yeah.
he came in and slid. He talked,
So
wild.
Basically Magic sees all these people who are technically, especially Rob, especially people working under him and undermining all these decisions he's supposed to be making. And I think that's really what it came down to. Like, he just didn't have the power he wanted. And I think what that really shows is he never had the power. He was a figurehead. So that's why they're like, I mean, ain't no point of replacing him because he didn't have power in the first place. So there's no point in hiring someone else who's still not going to have power.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's going to be Genie. It's Genie and Rob running the show.
Yeah. And he just said, like, people was going around telling him that Rob was saying stuff. He didn't say exactly what, but he just didn't like the things that was being said behind him. He said he only planned there to be there for 3 years. And the plan was Pelinka was going to take the role after that.
Mm-hmm.
So he technically was only going to be there for that LeBron era. And that was it.
And to be out. And the thing that made it interesting too, and I think that might have also been part of like why it felt weird, because it's always weird to work with somebody who wants your job. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird to work with somebody and kind of be, I guess, a quote unquote supervisor, somebody who like, I'm gunning for your job. Like, I want your position. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was clear that Rob wanted that job, especially if Rob knew he was going to get it in a couple of years. Rob like, let me get this man out the door and just take it now. And that was something else I was about to say. It literally just slipped my mind. Basically, for me, I was like happy it kind of came. That's what it was. I remember what it was I was trying to say. Did you hear what Pelinka said? Like, I think yesterday, like 2 days after he went on First Take, Pelinka, I don't know. I can't remember if it was a tweet or a press conference. Like, I don't remember if it was Pelinka's tweet or a press conference, but I remember reading, and basically Pelinka was like, I don't know what Magic talk about. Like, Pelinka was like, I've always had respect for Magic. I thought me and Magic had a really good working relationship. I was just as surprised as anyone else to see, him leave. I never seen anything behind his back. Pelinka just went a complete 180 on everything that Magic said.
He's not going to admit to that.
So I just thought that was very interesting.
I think Magic is telling the truth, because everybody knows the outline. Magic said himself. He was like, when I got the job, he was like, I had agents call me that I'm close to and was like, yo, just watch out for Rob.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watch it back with Rob.
I mean,
like,
the thing is with Rob, and it sucks to say, but it kind of makes sense that he's like, I guess I'll say a quote unquote snake, like shifty, shady character.
It's always that snake in an organization. Yeah.
He's a salesman, pretty much. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They sneak and slide to get their way for whatever their players. So that's what they do. That's why he was so good at doing it for Kobe.
Yeah. That's just who he is. It makes sense. Like, I don't blame him for it. That's the person he is. That's how he operates in his position. But, you know what I mean? You can't operate like that towards somebody that works with you. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. How does that make you guys successful?
Exactly.
So, more drama. Hopefully, I hope this doesn't affect their big agent
That's what
signings.
I'm saying. And that's why I don't want all this craziness to mess up.
We need this to calm down. Like, you need to get structured.
Because it just hurts your perception for players and all of that. And not even perception for players. It hurts also your ability just to sign people, and then you don't know who's reaching out to who. It don't look good. Players don't necessarily, especially big name players, they want to go to organizations that look crazy and don't look like they'd be able to, hold it down and put a good team around them.
Yeah. Also, I mean, sticking with the Lakers, they hired Frank Vogel.
Yo, you seen that press conference?
So
most disrespectful.
There was basically a video where Frank Vogel was up there. Was he up there with Rob?
Yeah, it was Frank and Rob.
And somebody basically asked him, not word for word, but they were basically like,
they was asking
Rob, basically, why did you hire Frank? Because we know he definitely wasn't the best choice.
They said
your first choice,
nor your second choice.
The people.
They was like, we know Ty Lue. and Jason Kidd,
Monty Williams,
Williams,
and they were all better choices than Frank.
So why'd you pick Frank, pretty much?
And
Frank just was just sitting there and had to just take it.
They said it directly to his face, and I'm like, yo, that is crazy disrespectful. That's gotta
be the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen.
100% probably the most disrespectful thing I ever saw.
And you know what that also shows for me? That also shows from the rip, the media storm that Frank Vogel's going to get. If the Lakers start losing 3-4 games in a row, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But then at the same time, I heard somebody say, I don't remember who it was. They was like, to be honest with you, Frank Vogel, he was just trying to get his name back in the circle. Frank Vogel ain't really been doing much or nothing. Like, recently.
People
as a
were
head
surprised
coach.
he got a job that fast.
Exactly. So
Like,
he was
they
just
didn't
trying to
think
get
he
his name
even
back out there.
And then Jason Kidd as your assistant, which Jason Kidd probably would have just been better.
So I saw this.
Coach.
I saw this crazy. This NBA Twitter is just full of theories. They was like the Lakers hired Jason Kidd just to get ready for when Giannis is a free agent to try to persuade Giannis to come to the Lakers because Giannis has a great relationship with Jason Kidd. Giannis not a free agent until like 2021, bro, or 2020.
They said, "Yo, scratch up this LeBron era. Let's just get through this and plan for the future."
I'm like,
That's
yo,
crazy. That's actually crazy. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Kevin Durant versus Chris Bouchard. Did you see that? Drama just happening everywhere.
Yeah, it was like we said in the beginning. Like
It's more.
it's so much news.
It's
and
been more drama
going on
off the
right
court
now
than on the court.
for whatever reason. So basically, I guess
Chris Bouchard was on one of them shows on Fox Sports Network.
Yeah.
And basically it was either he was on the show or it was a tweet. He said, "This is Kevin Durant's worst nightmare." The fact that, like we alluded to earlier, the Warriors playing so well without him.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant tweeted back saying, "Worst nightmare? Come on, bro. Let's calm down."
Yeah.
And then Chris Bouchard on his show, one of Fox Sports radio shows, pretty much said, going before talking about that, explaining kind of how it's his worst nightmare and what Katie's mindset is. And in that explanation, he said, me and Kevin Durant have texted extensively. We have text message threads spanning several hours. And Kevin Durant went to Twitter and was like, "Yo, that's cap. You ain't got my number." Yeah. And then Chris Bouchard was like, hold on. So then when Kevin Durant said that, everybody was like, so Chris Bouchard out here lying on TV. Like everybody's like coming for his credibility. And if you're a reporter, your credibility is your livelihood.
Yeah, that's your job.
So Chris Bouchard then went on. His first things first, the name of the show was Shannon and Sharp. First. Yeah, that's the name of Shannon and Skip. He went on Skip and Shannon Undisputed. He went on Undisputed.
That's Undisputed. Yeah,
he was on that show with them too because they was kind of doing an interview with him, and he was like, "Yo, listen, if we want to get into semantics of," because he was like, technically, it's a direct message. It was a DM on Instagram and Twitter,
so it's not a text, but it happened.
It's 2019. If we want to get into semantics of a text message versus a DM, he was like, in my eyes, they're pretty much the same thing. I'm typing out a text and I'm sending it to you.
100%.
And he was like, if anyone can prove that I'm lying, he was like, FS1, y'all gonna fire me. Y'all can kick me off all my TV shows. Y'all can kick me off my radio shows. He said, I will never step foot in this building again. So at that point, I'm like, yeah, Chris ain't lying because ain't nobody about to just fumble their whole bag like that off some Twitter beef.
Nah, he ain't lying. I think Katie just don't want to hear that right now. So he wants to dismiss it.
He did.
He lying.
He was trying to dismiss
it. You lying. So now everybody like, oh, he lying. We ain't gonna listen to whatever he about to say.
And I think that's what he thought. I don't think KD realized how big of a deal what he said was. You can't call a reporter a liar. Yeah. Because then they literally can't work no more.
So now he's gonna prove he's right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If KD comes back and says anything else, even though I think they squashed it.
I think it's done now. I think it's gonna be done.
But if he said anything else and he gotta prove it, then people looking at KD like, KD.
Chill out, bro.
What's going on? You know what I mean? Like,
you should have tweeted that from one of your burners.
He's showing us. Yeah, you show. You know, we know you got the burners, so we know you a little bit iffy with the DMs and everything. But he's showing us something. So I mean, KD don't want to hear it right now because he know what's going on in the media.
Yeah,
he's out. People are saying like, you know what I mean? They're trying to discredit him.
Mm-hmm. And it was funny because while Kevin Durant was tweeting that's cap or whatever, Andre Iguodala tweeted him, was like, "Yo, chill out. You know you're sensitive. You know they just try and get your sensitive side to show." He was like, "Yeah, let me chill out before my sensitivity rile up or something like that."
You know how it is. You know he get upset super fast.
He does.
He get upset super fast, and it is what it is at the end of the day. What else happened this week? We got anything else that happened this week?
I think that's everything, bro.
That's everything. Let me see to make sure.
I don't have anything else in my notes off the top of my head, off the dome skis.
Nah. I think that's it.
Yes, sir.
Well,
big news alert. We on Spotify. I was working with Anchor for like the past 3 weeks to try to get us on Spotify, and they put us on. So just search Full Court Press on Spotify. and click where it says search all podcasts. If you got Spotify, you know what I'm talking about. Look for that logo right there, and you'll hear us on the Spotify. I just wanted to point that out. We also on Spotify.
Shout out to Trey.
Yeah, shout out to Trey for this great idea. We didn't really have that idea. That TV just been sitting there, but we said, let's put the logo on it.
You know, so thank you, Trey. You know what I mean? He got a YouTube. Y'all can look him up, Trey Brown. I believe that's it. Trey Brown, whatever it is.
But yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next week.
All right.
Peace.